Stay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another week of 2 Point Conversion. I'm John, alongside my co-host Nico, and we're happy to be back for the last week of the semester and the last show of our run. Nico, it's been a great ride. Love this show. Started off as like, we'll see how it goes. Take it week by week. And what are we on? Semester 3 now?
Yes, the third semester.
3,
a year
really
and a half.
great run.
A year and a half.
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out this mic. It doesn't want to stay, but that's all right. I'll fix something here.
Yeah, it's bittersweet.
I know.
We got the last ever show next semester. I got to scramble for another co-host because John's moving on to the real world.
Yes, sir. It's scary
because he's 35 years old.
Yep.
And yeah, we're gonna go out with a bang.
Yeah, dude. I'm excited.
We're gonna go out with a bang.
Yeah, I could have done that. It's just it won't stay like yeah, see. Rotate it around. Sorry, it's not a big deal.
I got it.
It's fine. It's really not a big deal. Thank you. That works. Yeah, that'll work. It's all right.
Good job.
So big news today. We got to start the show off with this, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Yankees,
we'll kick off the last thing with a bang.
Yeah, we got. I mean, there's no other thing I could see us starting off with, Nico. We got to talk about it. Yankees acquire outfielder Juan Soto and Trent Grisham from the San Diego Padres in exchange for pitcher Michael King, prospect Drew Thorpe, pitcher Joni
What?
Brito.
Yeah, Johnny
Brito,
yep.
Randy Vasquez, and Kyle Higashioka. So, Nico, just real quick, hit me with some immediate reactions. What do you think about the trade? Just thoughts, real quick.
I mean, you're talking about an absolute superstar in Juan Soto, superstar outfielder. I mean, his stats are more than a 3-time All-Star, 4-time Silver Slugger, 2019 World Series, Home Run Derby champ, 2 batting titles. Absolute menace.
Yeah, I love it. And I mean,
he's got a career batting average of like 285, but that's really not where he's shining. I mean, he's slugging at 424, OPS of 946. It's just his WAR's a 28.6. I mean, career 28.6. It's not even comparable like what this player could do. This outfield, without a doubt, the Yankees now have the best outfield in the league.
I agree. And, Nico, going into this offseason, we both said the same thing. The Yankees really needed to make a splash in free agency and in the trade game. And Cashman goes out and he delivers. And as much as the hate as Cashman's been getting, I actually have been one of his supporters. I really have been. You could go back and check the tapes. I said it every year during the winter baseball meetings. This guy finds a way to get his big-time names. And Cashman hits again. I mean, Soto's been in the league 6 years. He's only 25 years old. And the biggest thing for me, Nico, I mean, you mentioned some pretty impressive stats there. My favorite stat of his is the on-base percentage, which is at .421. He's 420 on-base percentage. He's led the league in walks 3 times already. In 6 seasons, he led the league in walks. So he's got a great eye. There's that little Soto shuffle. So he's going to get on base, which is something the Yankees don't have.
It's a lefty at bat.
Lefty bat too,
which is it's going to favor. He always does well at Yankee Stadium. It's going to favor Yankee Stadium. And I want to look at the trade as a whole. From last season, obviously there was trouble in left field because we didn't really have a steady left fielder, right? So Cashman goes out this offseason. He gets Verdugo last week or a couple days ago. He gets Verdugo to play that left field spot. Now he gets Juan Soto and Trent Grisham, both outfielders in this trade. And in my opinion, we're kind of stacked on outfielders, but where do these people play? Where's Trent Grisham going to play? When Dominguez comes back on July 1st, where is he going to play? Where's Verdugo going to play when Dominguez? Because I don't see you playing Verdugo over Dominguez in the outfield.
Here's the thing, Nico. That's not a bad problem to have, though. A surplus.
It's not a bad problem
to have, especially with the injury history of some guys.
And all these players, you look at all these players, and they're all injury prone. I mean, Dominguez coming off his
I wouldn't
Is it a
say
Tommy John?
it's a little early to classify him as injury prone.
It,
You know what I
but I'm
mean?
just saying
But
in
with the
general,
Yankees track record
yeah,
in general, right? I feel like
him
once we
coming
get to
off
the dog days, we're always missing
yeah,
guys.
him coming off of his Tommy John
Mhm.
or was it ACL?
I can't
Him
remember. It
coming
was
off of
something
his
with the arm. Yeah,
yes,
something with the
so
arm.
maybe it was a Tommy John. Him coming off Tommy John, obviously Judge very injury prone, Stanton very injury prone.
Yeah, we
Soto
know that. Yeah.
even has, some he played
Earlier in the career, but last year he did play every
last
single
year he
game,
played
which was
every
impressive.
single game,
Yeah.
162 games, which the Yankees need. And the only problem I have is who we're giving up. Maybe not Higashioka because we do have Austin Wells coming
Yeah.
into the lineup. A little bit more at the pitching depth,
Yeah. Michael
at the
King was
bullpen.
yeah.
Michael King, Johnny Brito, Renny Vasquez. I mean, the Yankees are going to need to make a move at pitching if they're going to have a sustainable bullpen throughout the year.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you. And I love Michael King. He's been a great Yankee. Had a great bullpen run 2 seasons ago.
Yep.
You remember when it was that combination of you'd watch. I'm one of my best favorite baseball games I went to was with my brother, and we watched Garrett Cole pitch 7 shutout innings. King goes in for the 8th, shuts him down. Clay Holmes in the ninth. Like
Yeah.
he was insane as a setup pitcher. And then last year towards the end, we got to see him as a starter.
Yeah.
We never really saw him build up those innings, but he was great as a starter. He really showed some flashes, but Nico, let's be real about it. That's what you're gonna have to give up to get a guy like Juan Soto. Now, the haters out there are gonna say, we gotta address this, we gotta play a little devil's advocate. The haters out there are gonna say, it's just a rental. He's on a 1-year deal. So
So
we
yeah,
are
we
gonna
could
have
get
to
it
compete next year in free agency. We are.
100%. It's not going to be it's not going to be like a play where we gave up all these players in return for Juan Soto and he agrees to re-sign in the near future. We know his agent Scott Boras. Scott Boras does not do extensions. He's going to hit the free market at the end of the year. We have to compete for him. Is it still worth it giving up all these players? 100%.
I agree. I agree.
For
And
100% for a run
tell me
this
if we're on
year.
the same page here. Why I'm happy that the Yankees went out and did that, and why I'm not going to listen to the haters who are saying it's a 1-year deal. My viewpoint on this is we get Juan Soto, him, Judge, Garrett Cole, Verdugo, Volpe is going to get better. We have a great season. We win a bunch of games, right? I don't want to go crazy yet because it's December. I'm not going to talk about the playoffs yet, but we have a great season. We win a bunch of games.
If we go for a World Series run,
Yeah.
it's absolutely worth it.
That's my point. He falls
Absolutely.
in love with the culture.
Yeah.
He falls in love with the winning.
100%.
And he's like, I want to be a Yankee.
Listen, people talk about, a lot of players do care about the Yankees history, care about the aura in the building. They care about the dynasty. They care about the history. And that's where we're going to lead into our next thing, Yamamoto. I mean, people care about the Yankees
And the
everywhere.
Yankees take care of their players. They take care of their players' families. It's just a higher. They have this reputation of just being that premier ball club.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we see Juan Soto. He started his career out in Washington. Obviously, it's a little Washington, maybe not a desirable place to play at. Then he goes to the Padres, gets big money at the Padres, but
they don't win.
They don't win.
Yeah.
So maybe if he falls in love with this franchise, if we're winning, maybe we have more of an edge, even with Scott Boras as his agent in the offseason. And I think something that can help this is Yamamoto. I mean, if we come into the season, we'll get into the Yamamoto stuff in a second, but if we come into the season with Garrett Cole, Yamamoto, Nestor as the 1, 2, 3, I mean,
and Rodon hopefully has a good bounce back
Rodon
here.
maybe comes back.
Let me make one more point real quick. We just brushed over this real quick. The Scott Boras thing.
Yeah.
People are freaking out about that, saying all this stuff, but that's Garrett Cole's agent. It's not like Cashman hasn't done business with the guy before in the past. I really think, Nico, if he falls in love with the team, the way that he's treated, his family is treated, just the level of excellence that the Yankees have been known for, I don't see any reason why we couldn't sign the guy back.
Absolutely.
Of course, the Mets fans are going to say whatever. But
we'll talk about the pitching with, obviously Garrett Cole, right? The number 2. So I believe his first name is Yoshinobu, right? I believe that's his name, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. So last week, Mets owner Steve Cohen and president of baseball operation David Stearns of the Mets flew out to Japan to meet him, right?
Yeah. To give their opening pitch. Yeah.
To give their opening pitch to him, right? He's supposed to fly to the US next week and come meet with the Yankees.
Okay. All right.
So the big problem with this that a lot of people were saying yesterday in while the rumors were swirling that um the Mets went out there because they started the offseason very, very high hopeful on Yamamoto coming to the Mets because they were going to throw a lot of money at him. It turns out Yamamoto is leaning away from them more towards the Yankees, more as we're seeing this week. I mean, that's all I hear talking about is Yamamoto to the
I
Yankees.
don't know how much you can believe that stuff
No,
though. There's
it's
rumors and
he is apparently this is what they were saying. He's very big on the dynasty. He's very big on history, right? He's very big on loving New York and the Yankees specifically, right? And
Mhm.
what they have as a thing. And number two, which I think is maybe more important, he doesn't want to be outstarred as because we see this a lot in a lot of the Japanese players that come over. They want to be the star or they want to be like that. They're very spiteful to their own, right? So he came out and said that he might not want to play on a team with Kodai Senga because Kodai Senga will be the star of that team.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, so I have some of that written up here. Like, when the season ended, there was obviously a lot of talk about this guy being posted, only 25 years old, a great season in Japan, a great world baseball classic,
Yep.
all that stuff, and his projected contract was going to be around $200 million. I was hearing started out at 180, 200 million.
And the
Now
Met
the models are saying
yeah,
$300 million.
so
His stock is
yeah,
skyrocketing.
Sky. I mean, I feel like
Absolutely
that's
shooting through the roof.
I feel like that's also helped from the Mets because I feel I heard yesterday that the Mets are throwing 315 million at him and
Wow.
seeing what happens because
Wow.
so he has everyone was saying the Steve Cohen he went over there, he flew there, respect from him, like whatever. World Baseball Classic, there is a bunch of media and a bunch of clips with Yamamoto.
315 for a guy who's never pitched in the
Yeah,
MLB? That's
yeah.
crazy to
That
me.
at the WBC, there was a bunch of media and bunch of clips where Yamamoto was talking with Cashman. Apparently, he's very close with Cashman, and he talks to him.
Yeah.
They had a good meeting together back at the WBC, right? When he pitched one of his best games, I forgot which game it was, but
Are you talking about that playoff game, the must-win
the
game in the
the playoff
Japanese
game,
league? Yeah.
he
The NBP
he w
playoffs, yeah.
he once he finished and got off the mound, he pointed to Cashman. And that's a picture I saw this morning, right?
Okay, all right.
So, it's looking like Yamamoto is favorites the Yankees over the Mets, but the Mets are gonna offer him more money like Steve Cohen always
We'll
does.
see, and we'll see. So, like, yeah, for reference, Nico. So, that was just a quick point I made, and you bringing up Kodai Senga is great too. So, for reference, Kodai Senga not as hyped up, but a great pitcher in the MVP. He gets posted last year. He signs where is it? He got a 5-year, $75 million contract, right? And he had
Yeah.
a great rookie year, almost won Rookie of the Year. For reference, back in 2014, the last really, really big Japanese pitcher that I can remember, Masahiro Tanaka, who the
Mhm.
Yankees ended up landing, he got a 7-year, $155 million contract. And I remember at the time, that was insane because the guy had never pitched a pitch in the MLB and was already getting $155 million.
Yeah, yeah. So,
He had a great Yankee career. No World
Tanaka
Series,
yeah,
but
Tanaka had a great Yankee career. A lot of people do favor Tanaka. He's very favored in the building, specifically in the, in the front office. So much so that Tanaka is coming to the meeting with Yamamoto to translate.
I like it. I like it a lot.
That's a big move from the
I
Yankees.
wish we could have won something with Tanaka because, man, did that guy show up every time in the playoffs. There was something
Love
about him.
Tanaka.
Man, you wanted that guy on the mound in the playoffs. He was a great Yankee pitcher. And I wish we could have surrounded him with some better talent because he really was a great pitcher for the Yankees. But final point on the Yamamoto thing. Obviously, we'll keep you guys updated on Twitter as that continues to develop. I
Yeah.
keep saying I'm going to get more involved in the Twitter. I got to spend some more time on it. Once classes end,
Listen,
I'll have a little more freedom.
we're coming down to,
Yeah.
winter meetings this week, which is very important. So a lot of news is gonna come out. Obviously, we got the Juan Soto thing. We see a lot of pitcher movement right now. A couple of trades happened a couple days ago. Um, Apparently we're in on I forgot his name from the Blue Jays, the reliever. But yeah, we're gonna see a lot more happen this week, and as that wraps up next week with the Yamamoto meetings, which is gonna be the most important. If whoever gets
Yeah.
Yamamoto, uh, That's the sweepstakes right there. So they're gonna see. And
Bellinger talk has quieted down.
what?
Bellinger talks have quieted down.
Otani.
Otani,
We
I'm
have to
hearing
see.
there's like 4 finalists left
There's
for
like 4
him.
finalists, but
I'm thinking it's Dodgers.
it's
I'm
got to
thinking
be.
it's Dodgers.
It's 100% going to be the Dodgers, unless out of left field he picks
The Blue
the
Jays.
Blue Jays or the
Crazy.
Mets or maybe. But I don't see him coming to the East Coast. I don't see him going to Toronto either. He really likes LA. He's going to stay over there. I think he's going to stick with the Dodgers.
That contract is going to be something. I'm excited to see
That
that.
contract's going to be like
But
850
so the last
million.
point I want to make on baseball, Nico, and then we can get on some football stuff. So this just kind of blows my mind. I love reading about the contracts and seeing stuff like that. So Yamamoto projected $300 million. We'll end up seeing hopefully soon what the final number is. But if you haven't heard, you heard it here first on 2-point conversion. There's another Japanese pitcher, Roki Sasaki, who is going to be posted, I believe, next season. He's got one more year in the MVP, who is going to be even better than Yamamoto. I know it's early to say that, but I really do believe that this guy's going to be even better than Yamamoto. And this past season, he tied the MVP record for the fastest pitch ever thrown at 102.5 miles per hour. Can you guess who he tied? Shohei Otani. So they really love this guy over there in Japan. He had a great World Baseball Classic. I'm excited for that too.
We had a stalemate for a couple of years where we weren't seeing these, fantastic Japanese players. I'm very happy that they're back. A lot of great pitchers coming back, coming out of Japan, and I really love this where we, players can come here and meet them, and they always translate well over to the MLB.
Definitely.
Pitchers specifically, batters not so much, but pitchers specifically.
Yeah, we're seeing it. So moving on to football, Nico, that was a good baseball talk. I'm excited. Moving on to football, the Giants at 4-8, coming off a bye week. They announced the big news from there this week is they announced that Tommy DeVito will continue to be the starting quarterback, even though it appears like Tyrod Taylor is healthy again. What's your immediate reaction on that? Do you like the decision? Do you hate it? What's your thoughts?
Love Tommy Colcutt's. Big fan. He's slinging the ball. He's actually throwing it, right, which is great.
Finally, right?
I don't think it matters. I think Tyrod Taylor is a better player. I think he's more suited to win the game, but it really doesn't matter at this point. I mean, the Yankees are out of it. I don't see them making a playoff push here. They're coming off. They're coming up to a game against the really hot Packers.
I know, yeah.
But Tommy DeVito next season, what does he become?
Could be a backup.
I don't think he's good enough to become a backup.
He's won 2 games in a row
against
7
the second
against
the first and second worst defenses in the league.
No, the Patriots are not that bad on defense.
The Patriots have 0 offense.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean
they won the game
10-7. Yeah, but
off a missed field goal that they purposely missed.
Dude, I mean,
you can't tell me that they didn't purposely miss that field goal at the end of the game.
I don't know nothing about that. I don't know.
It was a 25-yard field goal, and he shanked it 20 yards left.
Listen, all I know, I like the move. I think Tyrod put up a great fight in that game against the Bills.
I'm all for.
But we weren't in that game because of Tyrod, because he was throwing it all over the field.
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
At least we're seeing some passing offense,
and
with
which is why I think it's great. Keep Tommy DeVito in, just see what happens. But he's not going to become anything. One thing I want to actually point out, which we don't have written down here.
Like that's fair to say that he's not going to become anything. I mean, you
he's
sound
not.
like those people.
He's not
going to
be the Giants quarterback.
Purdy.
He's not going to be the Giants
Purdy
quarterback.
Was the last pick in the draft. He can't become anything. This and that.
He's not going to be the Giants. He's not going to be the Giants quarterback.
I'm not saying he's Brock Purdy, but I'm just saying you can't count out the guy because he was undrafted.
He's not going to be the Giants quarterback.
I don't think he's going to be the Giants quarterback either.
Yesterday we saw.
He could be a back.
I don't know if you saw it, but yesterday we saw a couple rumors or speculation, and Daniel Jones actually came out and said he will be back for training camp, so we could see him week 1.
I don't know about that. We'll see how his recovery goes, but I doubt it. He kind of tore it a little too late in the season, unless he's pulling some Aaron Rodgers type recovery. I mean,
he got the surgery already. He's already recovering. Give it 8 months. 8 months. You don't think he can come back?
We'll see. I don't know. I'm not a
9
doctor.
months. 9 months.
I'm not
December.
a doctor. I don't know.
Not if 9 months. We could see Daniel Jones start week 1.
I want to
with a Tommy DeVito backup.
Draft a quarterback so bad, dude.
We're not going to. We're not going to. The Giants are not going to be able to be in a position because of those last 2 wins, and because of what's been.
There's a lot of quarterbacks in this draft.
Because of what's been happening.
There's a lot of quarterbacks in this draft.
So let's discuss that for a second. Out of the quarterbacks drafted, let's just say Giants are outside of the top 5.
Right now we're at 6.
Right now we're at 6, right? If that continues to happen, if we continue to win, say we beat the Packers, we move further away. Obviously, Caleb Williams goes 1, Drake May goes 2, probably to the Patriots, right?
Okay.
So I see Caleb Williams going to the Bears, Drake May going to the Patriots, right? Justin Fields gets dropped off the Bears. He's a free agent.
Goes to
Someone
the Falcons.
goes to the Falcons or something. Drake May goes to the Patriots. 3, probably Marvin Harris. 4, probably that left tackle from Notre Dame,
Joe Alt.
Joe Alt. Say the Giants are at 6, 7. Who do the Giants take at that point?
Jaden Daniels.
I don't even want Jaden Daniels.
Why not?
Because you're looking outside outside the top 2
Looked
quarterbacks.
absolutely electric, and he broke a bunch of Joe Burrow's records.
That's Bama. That's Bama.
What are you talking about, Bama? He played for LSU.
No, at Bama.
No, Joe Burrow played for LSU.
Who's the Bama guy?
Broke a bunch of Joe Burrow's.
Who's the Bama guy?
The quarterback right now
Yeah.
for Alabama, Jalen Milroe.
Jalen Milroe.
He's not projected to be
So
first-round
that
quarterback.
LSU is Jaden Daniels?
Yes.
Okay. So I got confused for a second.
Bo Nix? I don't know.
Bo Nix. Listen, I watched that bowl game.
Dude, I watched Daniel Jones on TV, and I hate it.
I watched that
it.
championship game against Washington and Oregon for Penix versus Bo Nix. They both looked garbage.
Quinn Ewers? I don't know.
Listen, I don't want Penix from coming out of Washington. I don't like lefties. It really throws off a lot of play calling. The Dolphins had to come in and switch a bunch of play calling just to cater, and I really don't want Evan Neal blocking the blind side of a lefty quarterback.
I don't want a lefty either.
So,
but
Michael Penix out of Washington, I don't want. Bo Nix, I don't think is talented enough to become, a great quarterback in this league. I think the only shot we got, and Jaden Daniels gives me like a backup Ravens vibe.
No, he gives me RG3 vibes. And I know RG3 suffered injuries, but he had an electric rookie year. Out of Baylor, he reminds me a lot of RG3.
I mean, listen,
I think he even throws the ball
I'm
better than
really
RG3
only high
did.
on 2 of those prospects. I'm only high on Drake May and Caleb Williams, obviously the 2 front runners in the quarterback class this year, but I don't see the Giants taking a quarterback. I don't think they will. I don't think they should. I think they should build up the line, maybe taking Joe Alt at 6. Or if they have someone else, maybe we're projected to take this edge rusher. I forgot his name, but I don't see that either. We have Kayvon's, we have Kayvon's good enough right now.
Mhm.
Let's build the line. Let's maybe get a wide receiver.
Dog, how many years have we been trying to build this line? Like,
yeah,
I don't know. We need to switch up a lot of stuff because it's clearly not working.
But
dude, how many times are we gonna run it back with Daniel Jones?
You know how many? I don't think. I think that. Yes, I think that winning these games here really hurt us more than helped us winning these past 2 games, because now we're really out of the look. We lost to the Commanders. We lost to the Patriots, who are probably going to get the second pick, and we're really out of the sweepstakes for a quarterback. So unless what's going on in Buffalo. There's a little controversy in Buffalo. Maybe Josh Allen leaves and he reunites with Brian Dable, and we got a Josh Allen, Daniel Jones
that would be
combo.
Crazy. I don't know about that,
but I don't see us getting a Excuse me. I don't see us getting a quarterback at the draft. We'd probably go a lineman or maybe trade up from Marvin Harrison.
Wouldn't mind that.
That would be a good move. I would
need
support
a wide
that.
Receiver 1. But here's my thing. Yeah, obviously, like you said,
Jets. Jets are in that same position
you said
too.
It pretty well. The Giants do need a lot of help all around,
and as do the Jets. As do the Jets
too. Here's the thing. Brian Dable developed Josh Allen. I think him and Joe Shane want their own guy that they drafted to develop. And Nico, look at the quarterbacks around the NFL. You don't need a top 1 or 2 pick to develop a guy into a lot of talent. Look at the guys in the Giants' own division. Jalen Hurts was a second round pick.
I agree, but
Dak Prescott was, I want to say, 4th round pick.
Listen, I agree.
Sam Howell.
I agree. But what I'm seeing out of these top guys, I really don't like. I don't like Bo Nix's play. I think he was very sloppy in that championship game. So was Penix. I don't like their play. Caleb Williams, disastrous end of the season. He was crying on the sideline against Washington. I mean, Drake May throwing 3 picks in the last game of the season. I mean, I would love Drake May, right? I do think Drake May is a better candidate for the Giants than Caleb Williams, just because Caleb Williams is a little bit more sloppy with the football. He kind of reminds me of a Josh Allen, but Drake May kind of reminds me of Justin Herbert,
Yeah,
which
he
I think
does
is
remind me of
better.
Justin Herbert. Yeah.
I think is a little bit better talent wise and with his arm. I don't see them taking either of them.
Okay,
Either
so
of them,
there's one comment.
unless they trade up.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. There was a comment you made a couple minutes ago that I want to argue you on real quick about. We don't have to spend all day on it. We could get to some other stuff. But you said that winning those past 2 games in a row for the Giants has hurt them.
Yeah.
And I it's hurt us in the draft race.
Absolutely.
But can I make a case here? Hear me out. I think it's helped this team, especially the defense, gain a lot of confidence. Nico, these guys now, okay, we can win some football games. We're not just a bunch of losers, because the Giants for so many years, I felt like picked some decent guys, but we were just always losing. And these guys developed no confidence. They started to hate their coach. They started to hate New York. The media, I mean, when you're losing in New York, the media is on you 24/7, 365 days a year. They just are relentless. So for the defense to force 6 turnovers against the Commanders, 3 turnovers against the Patriots 2 weeks ago, now look like a young Deontay Banks. Yeah, I might be that guy. The trash talking after the Washington game. I love that. So if you guys didn't see that, after the Washington game, he held Terry McLaurin, I think, to 1 catch or no catches.
Yeah.
He's on Instagram Live saying, "Oh, did 17 even play today?"
He's like
and
the 17
he's a little
play.
cocky for a young guy, but I like that. You need
Listen, we
that,
need personality.
right? You need that.
For the Giants for so long, I feel like they were very non-personality.
Yeah.
Eli, Saquon kind of gave a little bit of it when he was coming in with Eli, but Odell had some of it, right? But I feel like we never really had a big personality, and those teams had big personalities, big skilled players. They always perform and they always play well. I like it. I agree with you.
Yeah.
It does help the locker room. It helps the locker room. It helps the mentality of the coaches, the front office.
I would be 100% on the same page with you about the tanking thing if it was like remember the last year with Joe Judge? We knew he was gone. We knew Jason Garrett was gone. They were firing coordinators middle of the season.
Listen,
I was all in on a tank then. But I think we're going to ride with Dable and Shane. That's why I don't want them to lose the locker room. That's why I don't want them to lose young guys.
Listen, I agree.
Like Kayvon and Banks.
It would have been nice to get a nice pick, but I agree with you. It might hurt more than it helps, right? Because we do need a generational talent. But who doesn't say that Joe Shane doesn't come into this draft and trade up?
Time will tell.
Listen, if the Bears want to stick with Justin Fields, they don't need pick number 1.
Yeah.
They don't need pick number 1.
That would be a big time mistake for them to.
They got Justin Fields.
Justin Fields hasn't shown me enough, man.
They don't have anyone else.
So athletic.
They don't have anyone else on their team to perform like that. What is Caleb Williams going to change on that team?
I don't know, dude.
Sure, he's a generational quarterback, but what is he going to change on that team? Justin Fields is a generational quarterback too.
I think the Bears did a good job at I mean, they fleeced the Panthers.
Listen,
the Panthers stink.
The Panthers are garbage, and they're going to get. They're not even
Frank Reich, the second shortest ever tenure in coaching history.
They don't have a first-round pick,
and they don't have a first. Poor Bryce Young, man. And then look at the Texans on the other side, man. Oh my God,
Texans, CJ Stroud.
They picked CJ Stroud.
Besides the loss, I mean, this week
they won. They still won.
I thought they lost.
No, they still won that game, and they lost Tank Dell in that game.
That is. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, so they did take a couple losses.
The rookie is leading the league in passing yards. How about that? But that's for another time.
So we'll move on to the Jets. Let's get onto it quickly. I think the Jets are in a worse position than the Giants right now. And honestly, in my opinion, I think their O-line, as terrible.
Say that you think the Jets are in a worse position?
I think the Jets are in a worse position than the Giants are.
Okay.
Giants coming off 2 straight wins, right? They're seeing a locker room that is united, right? Now they're seeing a locker room, a defense that's performing that we haven't seen in a really long time.
Defense. And I think the offense is starting to rally around DeVito.
Offense is starting to rally around DeVito. Whoever they like their quarterback. They like, whether it's Daniel Jones, whether it's Tyrod Taylor, whether it's Tommy DeVito, they love their quarterbacks.
Yeah, but DeVito is
but Tyrod Taylor, they love too, right? Daniel Jones, they love too, right? They do love their quarterbacks. This is a united locker room. I think coaches are safe, right? Move on to next year. Let's see what we can do. The Jets are in a more difficult position. They're going week to week picking quarterbacks. They're going back to Zach Wilson this week. Last week they had Timmy Boyle and they sat him in the middle of the game and they went to Trevor Siemian. And the week before that they had Zach Wilson. That locker room is a mess.
Yeah.
Robert Saleh has lost the team. There is back and forth. We got Joe Beningo coming on the fan, leaking texts between. It's over. The Jets are done. Give it up.
Yeah.
They're not making the playoffs next year. If you guys think that they can ride this team to next season and Aaron Rodgers is going to be the savior with this terrible offensive line and this terrible Nathaniel Hackett play calling, you are out of your mind.
And I feel bad for Jets fans because it's just always negative for them. But, dude, I got some numbers here that I want to share with you real quick. So the last 5 games for the Jets, they scored 6 points against the Chargers, 12 points against the Raiders, 6 against the Bills, 13 against the Dolphins, and 8 against the Falcons. That's 45 points. Their opponents have scored 122. That's a negative 77 point differential for 5 games. Nico, does Aaron Rodgers really make up a 77 point differential?
No.
Like, what?
Listen,
what are they going to do?
Listen, I know a lot of people are really high on this defense. They're a very fantastic defense. Great CJ Mosley, right? Sauce Gardner. They have very great players on defense. When your defense is on the field, 35. Oh my God, he almost died. When their defense is on the field 15, 20 times in a game, what are they supposed to do?
Dude,
what are they supposed to do?
And I don't want to be all negative because I know the Jets fans are tired of hearing it.
Every time I watch a Jets game, every Sunday I watch a Jets game, I see them driving down the field. I'm like, oh, okay, they're putting it together. They get inside the 50, and I'm like, this is a field goal. Like, you just know it. They can't move the ball. They can't run. Their run game is atrocious, right? They had a couple of weeks back in the beginning of the season where they were starting to run the ball with Breece Hall. Their run game is atrocious. Everything at the beginning of the season, everyone's like, but they got Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook is garbage. This offensive line is garbage. Aaron Rodgers behind this offensive line comes back next season and probably gets injured again.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. I wish I had the answers for the Jets fans. I don't have the answer. I think what are you going to do with these coaches? Because I think Robert Saleh is an excellent defensive coach, but I agree with you, Nico. I think he's lost the locker room. Nathaniel Hackett, you brought him in because Aaron Rodgers wanted him. The offense has been abysmal. They've been so bad. Do you really keep around Hackett because Aaron Rodgers wants him?
I'm not an Aaron Rodgers hater. I'm not. I'm very big on Aaron Rodgers. I do like Aaron Rodgers. I think he's a little goofy at times. I do like Aaron Rodgers. I liked when he was on the Packers, right?
Yeah.
He came here and he said, you know what? It's my team.
Yeah.
It's my team. And they're going to follow it. And this is his fault that they're like this right now. Because Allen Lazard, Randall Cobb. I mean, we're talking about Nathaniel Hackett running the play calling. It is an atrocity on offense. Atrocity.
I know.
Does Aaron Rodgers, you put Aaron Rodgers back there where he can't get out of, where he's a 40-year-old player coming off, now he's going to come off of Achilles tear. Is he going to be mobile and get around this offensive line and this rush? He's toast next season.
I know. And it's like,
what does Mekhi Becton make a difference? The guy's 500 pounds.
So I know. Here's a far out analogy. It's a little off topic, but it reminded me of growing up. The Knicks brought in Phil Jackson to run things in New York.
With the triangle offense.
Right? So they brought him in. They let him make all these changes. And it was clear he was past his prime. He didn't really understand the game anymore. He set the Knicks back years with bad draft picks, bad trades, and just losing season after losing season.
That triangle offense made me want to bash my head.
And I know it's tough to make the basketball to football connection, but you get my point there. It's like they've been listening to Aaron Rodgers. They've done everything he's wanted. How long are you going to let this guy run the show and set you back?
Listen, this might be a really hot take, but Aaron Rodgers is the reason this team is bad this year. He is. Aaron Rodgers is the reason this team is bad. You talk about, listen, he tells front office, I want you to get Nate Hackett. I want you to keep Zach Wilson as my backup, right? Leaving them to when he goes down, Zach Wilson's got to perform, and Zach Wilson is garbage.
I know.
Right? I want Randall Cobb. I want Allen Lazard, right? He didn't say, hey, I want a line. I want line. I want a line in front of me. He didn't say that. He said, I want my guys.
Yeah, his guys, all his friends.
All of his friends. The Packers Didn't make the playoffs last
Can I
year.
ask you a question? Like, do the Jets really stick with Nathaniel Hackett after what he's
Listen,
done the past 2
if the
seasons?
Jets stick
The
with Robert
Broncos
Saleh
were
next season,
terrible. The Jets have been terrible on
this
offense.
is a 2-year experiment.
Historically bad on offense.
This is a 2-year experiment. They keep everyone next year. And
Oh,
that's an
man.
issue because I'll tell you right now, Woody Johnson, Aaron Rodgers is going to be like, I want Robert Saleh. I want Nate Hackett. Keep them. That's what he's going to say
And they
because he likes
listen
them.
to him? And they listen to
And they're
him?
going to listen to him
Oh,
because the
no.
Jets don't have anything to stand on. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? What's their solution here? Drop Aaron Rodgers?
I don't know, dude.
What's their solution? They set
I don't know
themselves.
why this is
I
like
said
I'm not
this.
even really a
Listen,
Jets fan. I don't know why this is
I
hurting.
said
I
this
feel
since
bad for
day
them.
one. This is a mistake. I said it since day one. You're taking a 39-year-old quarterback and giving him all the power in the
I know
world.
they gave him the keys
drove.
to the kingdom.
They gave him the keys to the city. He goes out after 4 plays because they're a terrible offensive line, and this team is garbage. The Jets are in a way worse position than the Giants. The Giants are on the uphill. Obviously, they took a step back this year with a really bad season from last year, but they're on the up. They're building a defense. Bobby Okereke, Micah McFadden, now Deontay Banks, Kayvon Thibodeau showing out. They got the picks from the Leonard Williams trade, dropped some dead weight.
And
right?
the Seahawks keep losing, which helps us. Yeah.
And it helps us, right? So what we're doing, the Giants are moving up, right? The locker room is connected. We're getting a high draft pick this year. We're going to take someone on offense who can make a difference, right? The Jets, what are they going to do? What are they going to do now?
I don't have the
They're
answers.
not drafting a quarterback because because Aaron Rodgers will cry about it in the media for 100 days, like he did when Jordan Love got drafted. And Jordan Love is a stud. And I said it since day one. Jordan Love is a stud.
He's been balling out, dude. I watched
the second Jordan Love got drafted. I was like, watch, this guy is going to be a stud. He is matching Aaron Rodgers' stats, rookie career, almost identically, right? Matching wins. Jordan Love is a stud. Aaron Rodgers leaves. Guess what? Packers are good again.
I know. If you guys have a minute, like I'm serious, go back and watch the highlights of the Packers versus the Chiefs because he looks so much like young Aaron Rodgers back there. Nico, he made a touchdown throw where he did like that jump, 2 feet left the ground.
Dude,
he has flashbacks.
He's got a great arm. I think he is fantastic quarterback.
You excited the Giants get to play him this week?
No, absolutely not. But you know who I am excited to play for the Jets to play this week? The Texans. That's going to be a great game.
Really?
I think it's going to be a great game. Without Tank Dell,
I know,
more even.
Tank Dell goes down for the year.
Tank Dell goes out, but CJ Stroud is going to absolutely dump on this defense, right? Right?
Yeah,
Zach
probably.
Wilson is going to throw 3 interceptions.
Oh, I feel so bad for him if he did that.
Dude, I feel bad for Zach Wilson. He has talent. He just can't do it here. He can't. They set him up for failure.
Yeah, they really
He's going to be a good player somewhere else.
I don't know. Apparently, the rumors weren't true that he didn't want to take the starting job back, but like, I kind of like understood where he was coming from.
You think he's going to be a good player somewhere else?
I really don't know. I don't know. Maybe in the right spot. Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe if Minnesota, Kirk Cousins also has an ACL injury. I don't think Josh Dobbs is the answer. He's had a really bad couple weeks.
Yeah,
he's had a really bad couple weeks. But you give Zach Wilson, maybe you say, hey, Zach, till Kirk comes back, you could be the starter. Although Kirk, I think, is on an expiring contract. I don't know. I really don't know what the future holds for Zach Wilson. I feel bad.
Imagine
for the
they
Jets
keep
fans.
him.
I really do.
Imagine they keep him next year.
The Jets?
Yeah.
Or the
Jets.
I don't know, man. I don't know. All right.
I see it happening though. Like I do. I see it happening.
I don't know what
I see the Jets picking up like maybe one lineman and then just being like, our line is back. We're going. Like I saw 2 days ago Dan Orlovsky on ESPN talking about how when Aaron Rodgers comes back, they're a Super Bowl team. What are we in a fantasy world? Like, what are you talking about?
The numbers that I gave you, 77-point negative differential for the last 5 games. Aaron Rodgers single-handedly does not make up 77 points. There's a lot that needs
I don't think
to be
anyone
fixed.
makes up 77 points.
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes doesn't make up 77 points with this team.
I don't know. All right, last segment of the show.
I really don't want to talk about this.
Yeah, we don't have to spend all day on it.
Garbage team. Both of them.
Thursday night football tonight. We got a kind of a stinker. You got the Patriots versus the Steelers, and no Kenny Pickett. for the Steelers.
I'm glad
Do
that
you know who's
last
starting for the Patriots? Is it Mac Jones? Is it Zappy?
I believe it's Abby.
Yeah, they're
Both
really
these
struggling
both
over
these
there.
teams, listen, the Steelers are in a great, 7-5. They're in a good position, but we've been saying if week after week, this team is bad. I don't know
Good
how
defense,
I don't know
bad
how they win
offense.
games. They're really not good. They had 1 week after they fired Matt Canada, and they actually won a game. They
Yeah,
actually they actually like put up some good offensive points, which is really nice for them. But they just lost to the Cardinals.
yeah, they got blown out by the Cardinals.
24-10 against the Cardinals. Like
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know. This game is gonna be a stinker tonight. I don't know if I'll
I'm
be
not I'm
watching.
not watching it.
I'll see if there's some NBA on tonight. I watched my Knicks lose in the in-season tournament
Yeah,
on
I mean,
Tuesday, which was they lit up
spe
146, which is
146 to
crazy,
like
dude.
120 something.
146.
Yeah,
Supposed
lost
to be
by like
the
20
number
points.
3 defense in the league. Lit up 146.
Listen, it was against a good Bucks team.
Really good Bucks team.
Yeah.
A championship favorite.
I
Is
mean,
that
but
crazy to
but
say?
maybe,
With
but yeah, I
Lillard
mean,
and
you saw that.
Giannis.
I mean, the in-season tournament's been kind of like
It's been fun. I think it's been fun.
it's been all
I
right
think
for me. It
it
hasn't
gives
been.
me playoff vibes in the regular season. Want to end this with an Islanders update? How are the Islanders doing?
I don't want to talk about it.
No, all right.
I mean, I'll talk about it for like a second. Um, Islanders are in a wild card position right now. They have a record of 10-7-7, I believe. So 10 wins, 7 losses, 7 overtime losses. In a playoff spot right now for the time being, but we've lost 9 games while leading by 2 or more goals
Oh,
going into the third period.
that's brutal.
So we give up leads. We can't hold a lead. I've been preaching to fire the coach for the past 3 weeks.
It's tough
It
going,
doesn't
tough
look good
sledding.
because we're playing really good in the first 2 periods. We're a great offensive team, more than we've been in the past couple years, but our defense is really struggling and we're not doing good. And on the other hand, the Rangers are the best team in hockey.
I know. Anthony
Come
let you hear that last night.
coming coming
He
off
made sure to bring
coming
that
off
up.
me at the beginning of 2-point conversion this year. This semester's version of it. I was saying the Rangers were going to be pretty bad because they didn't add anyone,
They're
but
lighting it up.
they're lighting it up. They're
I know.
18-5-1 with 37 points, leading the league. Hockey's been boring.
Yeah, try
Hockey's.
and watch some Knicks. The Knicks have been fun to watch.
I've been watching the Knicks.
Yeah,
I've watched every Knicks game. Yeah.
here's my hope for the Knicks. I hope that we have a bunch of picks and we have a bunch of money to spend. I hope that by the trade deadline, there's a disgruntled superstar out there who wants to move, change it up. And I don't know. I mean, if we don't get someone at this trade deadline, maybe we have the money for like a Luca if he wants to change it up. And Anthony Edwards if he wants to leave Minnesota. Minnesota's notorious for not really paying their superstars. They paid Karl Anthony Towns. Now they have the Gobert contract on the books. But back in the day, they always let their superstars leave. They let Kevin Love go to Cleveland. They let Garnett back in the early 2000s go to Boston. So
I mean,
I don't know. I think
yeah.
Adam Silver also would want to see Anthony Edwards in a big market. The guy's a superstar, a rising superstar. And it's been a long time since the Knicks have had a perennial superstar. It's really been since Carmelo. And that's not a knock at Brunson or Randall. I just don't think
Yeah,
those
but
two
I mean,
could
we were
carry
talking about
us.
like Randall's like having a fantastic year.
He's bouncing back. He's
He's
bouncing back
really
really
having a
nice. Yes,
fantastic year, and I love what I'm seeing out of him. But I really don't think we're gonna play good until we get rid of what's it called Julius Randle.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
I feel like he's taking up way too much. He is scoring, yes, I'll give him that, but he's taking up way too much. Ball movement. The team is not cohesive with him on it. It's not. I hate his stupid ISO move. It
Yeah,
bothers me every time he gets the ball. He's like, every time it bothers me. He
yeah.
bricks it, and then it's just
But
this team is a good team.
I agree with you about those Randall points. But dude, I mean, he's been putting up points.
Yeah, he's
And
been
then people
putting
get
up,
on
but
him
he's
for
also like,
people get on him for not passing. His assist numbers are up too.
I'm looking on the season like he's 40% from the field, like
Started off slow.
40% from the field, 25% from 3-point. The free throw percentage. I want to talk about the Knicks free throw percentage. It's garbage.
Yeah,
I don't know why from the free throw line. It's absolutely terrible.
What's you have a number in front of you? Do you know what the number is right now?
Right now from the.
I know it's been bad, but one guy who's been better at the free throw line is RJ. I've been waiting for him to make that jump. Mitchell Robinson's having a good year, so we'll see what happens. I really think they need a superstar to take him to that next level because as
I
the
know
roster
Julius
is
Randle's
right now,
is right below 70%. Jalen Brunson is around 80%.
Need to get those numbers up.
RJ is sitting at 71. Yeah, we definitely
No,
need to get
RJ's
those.
higher than 71.
71, yeah.
No, he's higher than that. From the free throw
I'm
line,
looking at it.
I checked the other night. He's like
Oh, that was
84.
career. That was career. All right.
Yeah, he's like
he's sitting
84.
83.2.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, that's all we got for this week, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Nico, it's been a great run. Really happy to have done the show with you for these past 3 semesters. It's been a good run.
It's a little sad. I'm
know.
gonna tear up a little
Mixed
bit.
emotions. Thanks for tuning in, folks.
Really excited for what you're gonna do when you graduate.
Thank you.
We'll stay in touch, obviously.
Of course.
We got the show next semester. I don't know who I'm doing it with. We're gonna change the name a little bit. Because it's disrespectful to John to keep the 2-point
I don't know.
conversion.
If you want to rock with it, rock with it.
You got the Twitter handle. We'll keep it like that. So yeah, we'll see you guys next semester.
Take care, guys. Have a good winter break. Happy holidays, everyone out there.